Hey guys, what's up? We're going to talk a little bit about the match on Sunday. Went okay. I was able to squeak out and be high carry optics overall, but I was nowhere near where I should have been in the overall. And I just had one catastrophic stage that was just a nightmare. I showed up late, and by the time I was with my squad, the first shooter was about to shoot. So by the time I jammed up mags and went to the safety table and checked my dot and my stuff out, I was on deck. I got to kind of look at everything really quickly. There was a couple pop-up targets, and I just didn't put the sequences together. I just figured, screw it, I'll just wing it and see what happens. And then I missed a reload where I actually hit my reload and slammed it, but I don't know if I was hitting my button, my mag release, and the mag fell back out, and then I ended up catching the mag as it fell out of the gun, but I caught it between my ring finger and my pinky finger. So then I'm trying to smash that and get all that shit fixed, and I started missing steel, and then I forgot what sequence I was going to run. So I lost about 6 seconds on the stage, so catastrophic. But having decent hits actually wasn't that awful bad, because a lot of people had a lot of mics on that stage from those weird movers and the weird sequence, and I think it just threw everybody for a loop how weird the timing of it all was. See that was rough. That was rough. So the good thing about that was, though, I could say, hey, now I get to see if I can pull myself out of this hole. So the next stage is a classifier, extremely simple. Now I did have a fairly good time on it and decent hits, but there's a big lag time where I probably lost a half a second. I go 2 and then transition to the left, then reload. So I ate about a half a second worth of mental lag time. 3 was extremely simple. The classifier, I don't even know what percentage it was. I really don't care. Stage 3 was a very simple draw, 2, 2, move to the right, 2, 2. Stand by. Four, 5, and 6 is where I wanted to turn it on. This is where I wanted to get some high hit factors and some juice here, so we could kind of bridge this gap. So that's what I did, and 4, 5, and 6 went pretty well. There was a couple things that I could have done better on this stage here. 4, I lost about a second, or maybe even a second and a half, just from a trigger freeze. Just a tiny bit of trigger freeze while I was rolling out of a position, and had to stop, bang, then get momentum back, and it literally probably cost me a second and a half. Now I had good hits all the way across the board and still a fast time, because I really tried to move through and not have too many extra steps. At the end of the stage, there was kind of a couple hidden targets on one side and a couple hidden targets on the other, and it was a T pattern stage, so you had to go to 4 positions.
Stand by.
All right, so that one went fairly well. High hit factor, 8 point something. Solid. The next stage was a pretty fun one. Had a swinger, a steel sequence, and a piece of paper, and then a swinger, then just load, and 5 paper targets that went from like 7 to 10 to maybe 13 yards or something. Just a fun stage. And I could have been more aggressive on the steel to swinger sequence that I used and then leave on the paper on the right. But I've seen several people try that same sequence and then have a miss on the swinger, because if you did that sequence, the swinger was, I mean, you had to swing over and you had to transition to the swinger and get it in motion at the exact same time. So a lot of people were having a mic or really, really bad hits on the swinger trying it that way. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to run my sequence, blast that last target, then go back to the swinger. If I got to wait for it a little bit, fine. I'll get 2 A's on the swinger, or at least Alpha Charlie on the swinger. Roll over to this other spot, smash a reload, come into position shooting, and then just drive across all those transitions. I was able to do that. It worked out really well at 11 point something second run, which was very fast comparatively overall. That was like a 9 point something hit factor, 9.1 or something.
Stand by.
The last stage was awesome. Just worked out well. I could have been a little bit more aggressive on the movement stuff, but there was some no shoots and angles. You had to kind of get into positions as you went through. The standing reload really didn't hurt. I might have saved a half a second or so if I did the reload during that one step, but I was rolling so much that by the time I kind of turned around, the targets were already there. So I figured, you know what? I'll just blast this first target as I'm coming into position, whack the reload as soon as I get still, and then go ahead and try to shoot fast across, and then just go 1 for 1. And one good thing is, the rest of the day, after I blew the first stage and missed steel, I didn't miss a single piece of steel all day after that. And that last stage was over 10 hit factor. So pretty solid. I was pretty pumped about it. Couldn't have really went very much better.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Yeah, shooter's finished.
It was a fun match. Had 2 guys there that had talked to me about training in the future, and even sent me some match footage and stuff to give them some little tips on texting back and forth, and I was able to squad with those guys. And the great part was, as the day went on, I mean, we were bullshitting about shooting and bullshitting about technique stuff and attacking and controlling and attacking, and kind of just bullshitting about some different concepts. And those 2 and the rest of our squad, honestly, I mean, people were doing some work. Like, there was some mistakes here and there, but there was some runs where, like, everybody had some solid shit going on, and that made it really fun. So it was just a good day.